Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Yak Gadget, for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com. Eastport Marina, on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, and fishing needs, go to eastport.info. Now let's get this show started.
Hey,
what's up?
long time no talk.
I know, man.
Oh wait, it was last night.
Yeah, 2 days back to back. We can knock them out so we can get caught back up. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it's a final cast, guys. What's up?
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, it's the final cast, and we've got a good one scheduled tonight. I'm excited. Are you?
Heck yeah, it's something I've been following along with for a while. I heard about it on the Tackle Talk podcast that Andrew Hayes runs. He's a local guy too. So, we're bringing on Jason White and Josh Chitwood to talk about Darkhorse Tackle. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. Yeah, dude, me and Brad were talking about, we both listen to Tackle Talk, and we started following what you guys were doing, and we were really excited to have you on the show, man. So welcome. And, Brad, you want to start out?
Well, I was going to mention, Josh, you were a subscriber to some subscription boxes, so you might be able to relate to this episode a little bit more than I would, because I've never done it. But yeah, I just like to see, or I just like to actually talk about the whole box and what you guys do with it and all that kind of stuff, and kind of I kind of want to get your take on it, Josh, compare it to others, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So Jason, Josh, whoever wants to go first, let us know who you are and how you got
flip a coin. Heads or tails, Jason?
You going? Tails. Let's go tails.
Oh man, it's tails. What do you know? Go for it, buddy.
All right. So my name is Jason White. I'm the MF CEO of Darkhorse Tackle, certified people's champ. That's what they call me. So essentially, we have 2 subscription boxes, 3 now, 2 boxes and 1 dabble pack. What makes our boxes different is everything in our boxes is handmade, hand painted, small batch custom by small businesses in the United States. When you purchase from us and when you subscribe to us, you know that you are not purchasing or subscribing to overproduced, mass-produced baits that are made in other countries in which we don't reside. Everything that we do is for the small businesses. That's what we're about, is, keep the jobs here. When you subscribe to us and purchase from us, you are actually helping put food on the table for small businesses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll, my name's Josh. I work alongside Jason. I consider myself a little MF CEO as well. And just to add on to what he said, we spend, my goodness, in regards to the box, we probably spend 40 plus hours a week just sending each other DMs of businesses and baits and paint finishes, what have you, and like he said, you're not going to get product that's outsourced overseas. You're not going to get mass produced. You're not going to get, Goofy Baits or Bobby's, I'm not going to say the brand names, but you get it. It's a small business deal. We work with a lot of hand-poured plastics, a lot of custom colors. We're really into custom colors as far as plastics go, really into custom hard baits as far as that goes. And that's the best thing about those small businesses, in our opinion. I mean, that's what we oogle and goo gaga go crazy for it every single day.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that, man.
So how did you guys come up with the idea? What kind of sparked it? Like, especially with the concept of, and I guess this isn't just fishing related. Subscription box type of deal is actually blowing up huge now. And it's kind of a cool thing because a lot of times you save money doing this, you know what I mean? And it's cool because somebody can make a business out of it, right? And they're making money as well. So it's kind of like you're getting savings and still passing it on to customers. I mean, I did mystery tackle box. It started
Never
out,
heard of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started out doing it and it was cool at first, but then there was some weird shit that started showing up in it, some weird baits. I'm like, I live in Ohio. I don't know how I would fish this like 14-inch spook. Like seriously, like this thing looks like it belongs out in sea, out at sea, not throwing it around here in Southwest Ohio. But they attempted to start trying to kind of give you some geographical style baits, you know what I mean? Stuff that kind of matches the water or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you guys want to go in a different direction like that? Like I know you said that you wanted to keep like things here, but like where did that idea even just kind of originate from? Where was it? Where did you guys kind of be like, all right, we don't want to be that, you know what I mean? Let's do something different and let's do this.
So I guess we'll go back further than that. I started bass fishing at the age of like 6. I started technically fishing at the age of 3, but targeting bass from like 6 to 7 up until now. So 16, no, way more than that, like 13. God, buddy.
Don't
How
do
old am
math.
I?
Don't do math. Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
There would be no math.
He's been doing it for a long time, guys.
I've been bass fishing for a really long time. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I grew up in a household that was very divided, very divisive, not a very good place to grow up. So I've always had like this whole dark horse mentality anyways. I'm a big sports fan. So like the whole dark horse thing has always been, Cinderella stories have always been one of my favorite things to root for. And I've rooted for that forever. So essentially what happened was I grew up in the poorest county of all of Ohio. And I finally, Josh and I had been fishing for a while, and Josh is like, hey, have you ever heard of this thing called Instagram? And I'm like, no, dude, what is that? And he like took a picture of him fishing when we were together. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you taking pictures? He's like, no, I'm putting it on this app. And he showed me Instagram. So I took that whole Instagram thing and I built up a following of like almost 20,000 followers for myself. I started to see like the fishing community sway in such a way that did not tickle my fancy. One might say it's all about goofing and all of this whole little squad stuff that
Cops called.
Was totally, I was totally against it, and I totally am against it. And so I saw people, trying to get pro staff for all these different companies. And I was like, you know what? Let me make my own pro staff application here. I'm going to find the smallest jig maker that I can find. I'm going to find the smallest crankbait painter that I can find. And I'm just going to tell them, look, I got almost 20,000 followers here on social media. I'm going to promote you. I don't want you to pay me. I don't want anything for free. I'll pay for it still. They argued with me. They gave me some discounts, whatever. But all I did was post for small businesses while everybody else is out there chasing different pro staff codes. A guy reached out to me. He's like, hey, man, I really like your content. I love how you're working with these small businesses. I've got this idea. I want to make a box. I want to send it to you. I want your opinion. I want to know what you think, and we'll go from there. So he sent me this box, this Darkhorse Tackle, the very first box that was ever created. And I'm like, man, this box kind of sucks, but I know what you're doing here, and you want to work with small. I saw the mission. I saw the mission. I started working with him for free for like 8 months. Wasn't asking to get paid. Was connecting him with all these small businesses to get, in his boxes. Didn't ask for anything from him ever. He just sent me a box once a month. I took pictures of it, posted it, talked about it, and that was it. A little while after that, he had a kid. When he had a kid, he said he couldn't. He said that he could not continue the business. Either he had to shut it down and kill it, or he would sell it to me. And I talked to Josh about it. He's like, no, dude, we're going to buy that company. He's like, you've been working way too hard on that. And I love that idea too much. You're not going to kill it. So Josh and I bought the company from Derek when he had a kid. We had like 20 subscribers at the time, and now we're up to, almost 500.
That's awesome.
So it's been a heck of a year. It's been a heck of a grind, but it's something that excites me every day. rooting for these small businesses and championing for these small businesses is just, it's in my DNA. It's who I am.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
If you guys don't mind, I'll add to that one too. And you know, with Jason's backstory, him and I's backstories are pretty similar. I had a trouble growing up with my attitude and whatnot. I didn't fit into the structure of the man, because I mean, if you talk to Jason and I long enough, you'll realize we are the man. And I don't mean that in like an egotistical sense. It's just we make our own path.
Yeah.
And that's that is our Cinderella story. That is our dark horse story. We carve our own way. Whether it goes up or it goes down, we'll figure it out. I grew up in tackle shops. I started fishing at a young age, and as far as like the small business aspect goes, my dad runs a boat dealership in Ohio here that also sells tackle. So, growing up, I would help my dad figure out what kind of tackle he would put in his shop and whatnot, and that was always interesting, and that adds to more inspiration behind Darkhorse Tackle, getting these small guys, like Jason said. And, we've made a lot of growth. If I could give you the box from last November and give you the box from November 2021, you guys would probably laugh. It has gone so much uphill, and the stock has just, tripled in value, quadrupled in value. You can't even put a number on it. I mean, we're doing good things. It's only going to get better. And I just, the only thing I can tell these people is just watch.
Yeah. And I imagine it's going to just keep getting better and better because, I mean, the more you're into it, the more companies you're going to see and come across that you're going to be like, hey, that's a perfect fit for our box.
Absolutely.
Heck
So that's
yeah.
cool.
So let's talk about kind of the specs of everything. Let's talk about like where are you guys working out of? Like what's the logistics like of pulling these baits in from these small companies and that sort of thing?
Well, Josh, you ever been in a garage?
Yes, sir.
We're working out of 2.
Nice.
Jason,
We took the wall down between them.
Yeah. Jason he had a storage garage, and he said, should I buy the storage garage? And I'm like, yeah, man, go for it. And then
It's $50 a month.
His creativity just took over, man. And it's just, we've got, I mean, dude, you tell him, you are proud of that thing.
So,
That's all you.
This garage it was a 16 by 12 foot garage. And so I built, man, I'm a builder. I see a path. I just do it. I don't know. I'm very creative in that sense that, man, nothing stops me. Nothing slows me down. Nothing will outwork me. But when I see a path and I see a vision, I just hit 100 and I just go until it's done. But we got this one garage. It started to get overcrowded with these big boxes. I'm like, man, you know what? Somebody just moved out of this garage right next to it. So I'm just going to knock the wall down. So I just went in there, removed a panel of the wall, and now we have two garages. We have one wall that's 16 foot long and 4 foot high, and it's pegboard, and it's got all of the best baits you never heard of on it. We basically have a warehouse and a shipping area now in both of our garages. It's pretty lit, actually. I just wish I could be out there right now. It's probably only 10 degrees in there. That's why I'm sitting on the floor in my bedroom.
Yep. I have the basement here. This is my little DHT zone. Jason's got his 2 garages, and we ship out of both areas. Do a lot of, we do a ton of stuff out of these small little spaces. And realistically, I mean, we plan to keep it that way until eventually we can, find some form of a retail space that makes sense. You're not going to be able to hop into the middle of, Columbus or Dayton and go, oh, hey, by the way, guys, we've got fishing tackle. You're going to have a bunch of people in skinny jeans and, nubuck hats telling you where the nearest coffee shop is. And you just want to sell baits.
Right.
That's cool. Oh, man. What's that?
Go ahead. I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't.
All right. So with that, what's the logistics like of being able to bring this all together, like reaching out to these companies? Like, Is it been a pain this year for you guys, or in the past year? I mean, it's really awesome to hear that you guys grew so much, especially with the supply chain issues and everything that's been continuing to happen. You know, like, I mean, shit, we can barely get stuff like sent on time at work anymore. And, you know, I'm in a business that's been, the facility's been open for like 90 years at this point, you know, and it's just, you guys been, you know, having to tackle a lot of issues like that? Or has it been the fact that you do work with small, you know, tackle crafters that is actually kind of keeping things rolling in the right direction?
I'll tell you what, Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
I've been the shipping manager for quite some time here at this company, and we've not had any issues other than just like, you know, people putting in their addresses wrong. And we don't have to wait for baits because guess what? They're coming from here. So you don't have to worry about stuff being stuck in a shipping container or, you know, anything like that. That's the best part about it. What were you going to say, Jason?
I was just going to say exactly what you said. The only slight thing that we need material industry right now is kind of going haywire in the sense that a lot of the jig makers are running out of materials to make jigs because silicone is in large part not produced in the United States. So jig prices and things like that are going up. But like Josh said, everything that we do is made here, painted here, poured here, small batch custom from small businesses and guys in their garages. So we really haven't had any issues like that, just the jig thing. But it's been manageable.
Yeah.
So how do you guys come across new businesses to put in your box? Is it just like an application on your website, or is it just something you guys find?
It's
mostly it is staring at a screen for 20 hours a day.
Yep.
So
tackle dorks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, I'm 100%. I mean, you got to see my barn, buddy. Like, I'm not lying. It's not just Darkhorse Tackle stuff. I've been collecting this stuff for a long time. I mean, I've got gym bags full of soft plastics, man.
He does.
And
it's ridiculous.
I mean, are we allowed to say bad words on this podcast, gentlemen?
Yeah.
I would consider myself a tackle whore. Straight up, just put it on me, rub it all over my body. You know, I bathe and bang, and I also bathe in you know, Berkeley Gulp squirt juice stuff. But anyways, dude, it's just realistically, it's a little bit of a grind, and it's a lot of Jason and I wouldn't say arguing, but debating back and forth whether or not, you know, is this something that we would find to be worthy in a box? Is this something that we think that people would like? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? You know, what is it? You know, how are we going to be able, if we put this in the box, how are we going to be able to fit 3 to 4 other baits around it? That's probably the most logistical thing that we do.
I gotcha. That's cool though. I mean, doing your own homework, you're putting it, like, you guys are anglers yourself, so you know what other guys want, you know what I mean? Because we all have the same mentality.
I'll tell you right now, Brad, I'm not going to sell you a bait I wouldn't throw myself.
Yeah.
And living in Ohio, in central Ohio, where the water is very, very few and far between, and where you do find it, it is incredibly overpressured. Yep. We don't put baits in our boxes that don't catch fish here. And if they catch fish here, then they catch fish everywhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You guys know the pain of the Ohio lakes.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've tournament fished in
tough.
Ohio for over 20 years, dude.
So sad.
I mean,
Like, there's not much to be excited about.
No,
Everybody's like, oh, you're like,
But
hey.
when you go out of state, though, it's just like, holy crap, this is the best fishery ever.
I'm telling you, I've throughout my whole life in Ohio, I don't even count Lake Erie. Like, I fished tournaments on Erie, but I've had 2 bags over 20 pounds in Ohio my entire life.
Jeez.
It's
tough.
rough.
I mean, down here where we live, I mean, you can win a tournament with 10 to 12 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I won a tournament last year with 4, and that was 5 keepers.
Oh, jeez. See, I mean, I've talked to guys from New York, and they're like, we get 20, 25-pound bags out here. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening here.
And
You're not going to find that around here.
That's cool. So the other question I had, going back to the baits thing, if a company reaches out to you, they want their bait in your box. How do you go about doing that? Do you inspect their baits and make sure it's like a quality product before going through with it?
So honestly, a lot of things nowadays are on social media. So if somebody did send us an email, and usually it doesn't work that way. I'll tell you that most times that I've received emails asking to be put in our box, we haven't usually put those companies in our box. But with everything being on social media, we go through, we read comments, we see, what people like. And I mean, dude, between Josh and I both, we probably spend 30 hours a day on social media. It's crazy how much time we put into that. I mean, when I tell you that neither one of us sleeps with both eyes closed, I mean that. We've got one eye open on the business the entire time. So
that's cool.
It's a lot of work. It really is. Is
it a full-time job for you guys or
no?
Okay.
Oh, I recently quit my job, but that was not because that wasn't because of like Darkhorse Tackle's business is booming. It's because I don't get along with certain people. That's just how that one works. But Jason and I we did work in a similar industry, two separate companies as product vendors, and it's getting bad. It's making so much more sense to just keep trying harder and harder with Darkhorse Tackle.
Yeah.
When all these new rules are coming, and you've got not to beat a dead horse, but just the pandemic made everything worse, and work pretty much tripled, and it just
the vaccine mandates and the mask mandates and all of this nonsense and garbage,
rules and rules and rules, and
it's funny because my wife's the same way. She's a small business owner, runs her own bakery, and last year jump started it for her, so she actually is doing it full time now because of last year, which is pretty impressive.
Good. More power to her, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm still stuck grinding out in the wastewater industry. Good time.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I stocked like 60,000 pounds last week on the shelves. So I get it. And own Darkhorse Tackle on top of that. And honestly, when I work for Darkhorse Tackle, I don't feel like I need to get out of here. I need to quit doing this. Sometimes
rewarding.
my eyes need a break from staring at my screen. But other than that, it's honestly, it fires me up, man. Every time I find a small business that's going to be, a partner that we work with, it fires me up. Every time I see a bait that, this guy put all of his time into, and you can tell that he put all of his time into it, and, he's building it in his garage or his basement or wherever, that fires me up. It gets me motivated. It makes me push harder. Like every time I have these conversations with these guys on the phone and we talk about their business and about their future for their business and, all the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into their business, that fires me up. So a lot of Darkhorse Tackle just motivates me.
You
staring at my screen for hours on end does hurt my eyes, but
you brought up a good point, Jason. When you said talk to these guys on the phone. So one thing that is actually sometimes pretty difficult with Darkhorse Tackle is sending DMs to these guys, and it's not very well received. And for whatever reason, they think that we're trying to scam them or do whatever. And it's like, buddy, realistically, here's what, a lot of guys will say, I don't have any discount product. I had this box company and that box company DM me, and I just don't have what you're looking for. And I'm like, dude, I want your best product. I want to buy 400 to 500 of it, like yesterday. And, I'll call these guys on the phone and just, talk to them. Hey, look, man, I want to pay you money to advertise your baits to 3 separate countries and 48 inland states. That's it. Yeah. That's like kind of like the sell, I guess, we're paying you. I don't want your discounted stuff. I don't want the stuff that you thought was a good idea that wasn't. I want the stuff that is the good idea. I want your trademark bait. I want your flagship.
Because at the end of the day, that's all we want is to bring these small businesses returning customers.
Yep.
And by, going with their sell out, close out bait, that doesn't do them any favors. It doesn't do us any favors. At the end of the day, it's going to take up space in our garage. And if it's not a bait that we want, we don't want it sitting around our garage anyway.
Exactly.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
And if I don't want it, you're not getting it because I'm not going to put it in the box.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I like the approach. I respect it because, like I said, I've done, mystery tackle box and some of the other ones. And it's not to knock them. You know what I mean? You can't knock something that is as successful as it was. You know what I mean? I mean, they had a mission. It started. It got big. But for me personally, like I started to find that exactly what you just mentioned, Josh, was I got a lot of stuff that's sitting around that's not getting used now. And it was just a lot of stuff that I'm like, I just don't see it. I don't see the concept in it. Maybe, if I lived in a different time period, like the Jurassic period, I'm like, I have this giant larvae looking purple shit. I'm like, what am I going to throw that at? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The only thing I can think of is like a small like dinosaur or something. Like I don't get it. Like, but some of the stuff I got is really cool. Got some good baits. But overall, it just started to kind of change. And you've seen some of these companies I've seen one of them kind of come and go. I'm sure you guys remember. I think it was it Lucky Tackle Box? I want to say it was the other one that was kind of big at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where they kind of disappeared. I haven't heard anything about that in a long time. There is one that I really kind of have a respect for, and it's because they just make good baits. And they're moderately priced, and and Brian does it, and that's 6 cents. I've always liked their boxes in a way, just because they make halfway decent baits, and they're not like so priced so high that they're like insane, but they're not, way at the bottom kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go
ahead.
With that company, 7th Sense was it? Anyways, they've got one of, if not the, at the moment right now, biggest YouTube fisherman behind them right now. And that guy, he is putting in the work. He is showing you what these baits are capable of. And I'll give it to them for sure. And, the one safe thing they have with doing their own mystery box is that it's all proprietary.
Yeah.
It's all their own product. So you're not going to get any surprises. You're not going to get, some BS discounted crap from, some baits. But, as far as the Good Luck Tackle Box, it is hard to know what happened to those guys, because I think at the time, I've talked to Jason about this before, I think they, at a time, like probably 4 or 5 years ago, they had the ability to overtake the other companies. And I just, I wonder if certain box companies got bought out by a bigger conglomerate to where they could advertise more and make themselves look more popular.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, you make one good bait that company likes, all they have to do is DM you and say, hey, we want to buy you out. And a lot of times those guys are going to go, yep. And I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen for us. That's not.
I mean, if you can do that to Fishimoto.
Fishimoto, heard of them. They make the Stinko.
I love it. That's hilarious.
They make the Stinko, yeah.
Yeah.
Good bait. Yeah, but we don't want to sell out. We want to keep this thing going.
Yeah. I don't blame you one bit. I mean, you guys, like you said at the beginning of the show, you guys fit the mold. It seems kind of like your destiny. You know what I mean?
This is our silly
absolutely, man. Like, I was the only person in my entire family to graduate high school. Like, I was the only person in my entire family, to have kids, be married for 10 years, and be happily married for 10 years. Like, and not get divorced and then married. And then like that happens a lot in my family. That kind of thing runs very rapid through my family. And, I've made sure throughout my life that that's not what I become. So
Mhm.
this is the dark horse, man. This is my it just kind of feels sometimes like my soul animal. Like it really does. Like this entire company and everything that we stand for and everything that we try to do, it just feels like, this is just what I'm supposed to be here for. Like I'm good for that, man. These small businesses fire me up.
That's because it's our values. We're instilling our own values into our company. So we're not living some bullshit lie like a lot of people are. I mean, we're not blatantly lying to thousands of people just to make a buck.
Yep.
I'm a straight shooter, man. For better or for worse, it is what it is. It's made some people upset, it's made people happy, but that's how life goes.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. You guys want to get into the box a little bit? I know we haven't really touched on it, so I can screen share here. So I'm gonna pull your website up, and I have the subscription page pulled up. So if you guys want to read it,
cool.
Explain each one going left to right.
So our Weekend Warrior box right now is probably our most popular option. It includes 3 to 5 baits every month. And it usually has a retail value of $32 to $35, and it costs $25 a month plus $5 flat rate shipping. Everything that we do on our website is $5 flat rate shipping. It doesn't matter if you bought 5 or if you bought 10 of those boxes, it would be $5. Our second option to the right in the middle is the dabble pack. Usually includes 1 to 2 baits. It's a $7 cost for the customer. And it usually has like a $10 to $12 retail value with $5 flat rate shipping. And then the People's Champ box is our brand new box. It just released on, Josh, was that Friday?
Yeah, we did Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. This box is a heater, boys. This is unique. I don't from what I know, and from what Jason knows, this is the first of its kind. This is right now. The first box is 5 baits, but the value of the box is over $115, and the box itself is only $75. So, we will do a little teaser on the box too. We did sneak a bait in there. There's a glide bait in there that is very similar to a mega fish eye slide, and it is painted by a guy named Paul who owns Custom Combat Baits or Combat Custom Baits. And he's out of Florida, and that bait has a value of over $30. Beautiful paint jobs. Anything else you want to add on that box, Jason? Because we can talk about this one all day.
The People's Champ box. So it's always going to include a retail value of over $100. The first one that we just released Friday, has a retail value of $115, but it is the first of its kind. Nothing else on the market is even remotely like it. Big fish or bust is what that box is all about.
Yep. And then one thing, so we were going to do, we had a name, and we were going to do, we had a certain vision, and we noticed that another company had a similar vision, but what that company was doing was, the box itself is, let's say it's filled with $100 worth of baits and it's $75.
Mm-hmm.
It was just $100 of a lot of baits. It wasn't, that's great if you're like, hey, I want to start fishing, and I just want to get it over with by, this big box. But this is kind of like, the Elite Series. Like this is the creme de la creme, man. This is exclusive. This is, you've got 5 very unique baits in this box that are very designed to get bigger bites. They're just higher dollar baits. They're beautiful baits. I can't talk about it anymore without spoiling it.
And every single bait in that box is hand painted in the United States by either small businesses that paint baits or artists that paint baits. We work with a lot of, so we have a painting competition too, which is the first of its kind. Like every single thing that you'll notice that we do is an original idea by us. there are other people out there that try to do what we're doing. And we're not going to get into that. But the painting competition, we do it every month. We offer a blank for the painters. They pay an entry fee just like you would pay for a if you wanted to fish a tournament. There's a buy-in to fish the tournament. We have single elimination bracket painting competitions every month where these guys, they pay $25 and they win $250. The winner at the end of the bracket wins $250. So that's what we do, and that's how we were able to create really good relationships with artists and painters across America. We got some guys that paint like racing helmets, things like that, like very cool small business niche guys that, that's what we want too, is we want not only to focus on small businesses that do baits. Like if I can include small businesses in America that do literally anything at all, like that just helps us and helps them, which, fuels the fire.
That is unique. I've never heard of anybody else doing that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is there where does somebody go to sign up for that?
So they honestly, right now, they just need to go to our DMs and just DM us, and we put it on our stories. So what happens is we post the head-to-heads every day. As you know, stories on Instagram expire after 24 hours. So when that one expires, whoever has the highest wins moves on to the next round. Highest votes, moves on to the next round. And then they get eliminated and so on and so forth until a champion is declared. We also put, the blanks on our stories. So like right now we have a top water bait for next month's painting competition, which is a very unique top water bait that I honestly had never seen before. That's what they will be painting in our March.
It'll be February.
Is it February?
So we're getting the blanks in that are painted and finished for January. We're about a month behind just because the process of it almost takes 2 months. You send out the blanks, they get painted. That takes 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. And then, however big the bracket is, we do a daily voting on which paint job you like the best. And that's what we're trying to push. It's not, is this the bait you think would catch the most fish? Is this your favorite painter? No. We want to know which paint job you think is the best.
Gotcha. That's cool.
So,
I like it.
It's been
fun. Going back to this Weekend Warrior box and the dabble pack, because those are the ones that jumped out to me. I've never really used like glide baits or anything, but I do know a bunch of friends that listen to the show might jump in on that. The Weekend Warrior box and the dabble pack, can you guys kind of, without giving any secrets, can you guys sort of give us what to expect in those?
Yeah, I can. So for the January box, what we did was, I'll tell you December and January. So December and January, Jason and I did what we called the All-Star box, and we included baits from our favorite companies and or our favorite baits to use. So Jason's box for December was a bladed jig from Motion Fishing.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Jason? You tell him about the December box. I'll tell him about January.
Dude, you just put me on the spot. You go ahead.
Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it.
Don't put me on the spot like that. I was just listening
You
to you talk.
give me 1 second. You give me 1 second. I'll find something.
He put you on the spot. You put him on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. I thought he had ready to go.
Jason's like kicking back, relax, like, oh, somebody's talking to me. Shit.
I had to get behind the magic curtain there and pull something out. So this is right here, a pamphlet that we gave out for our January All-Star box. So as you'll see here, it's a pricing list. And then in the middle and over here, you've got the bait description. So I'll go over the January box for you, since I don't have the December box in front of me anymore, and I've honestly forgot what we put in it. So you got, and these were priced with shipping. And this, I'll be honest, this did upset some people. We won't get into it, but so we had a Bitters bait company. They're out of Florida. A salty sling. It's a soft stick worm. That is my favorite bait to throw. I won my first tournament on that bait, and every single time I fish, I've probably got one tied on. We had what's called a Bitters Switchblade also, which is a beaver style bait, but it's also got that like a bait fish style body. It's kind of got a wider body and just that little beaver style tail. It's a great bladed jig trailer. It's a great flipping bait. We had a custom hand painted one of a kind. This guy did 350 one of a kind crankbaits made by Robusto Custom Lures. Graham Glander's his name. He's a great guy. I had a rubber and silicone mixed finesse flipping jig from a company called Thrash Co. And then I had a Z Bait Company Super Swing head jig. So the swing head jig's one of my favorite ways to fish, deep, shallow, what have you. I love the swing head jig because I fish over pressured water. It's similar to a Texas rig, but it's got the football style head and it's got that free swinging hook. When you're pitching bushes, it does give a little bit of a different presentation that can separate it. But anyways, I won't get into that part. That's just an idea of what you're getting. The total retail value of that box, give me a second. Let me do some math here.
I was told there'd be no math.
I know.
I was going to say that.
So for anybody else here watching, if you go to our Instagram at Darkhorse Tackle, at the very top, like underneath of our bio, you'll see all of the boxes from like the entire past year. I have every breakdown from every box for the past year on there. So you'll see everything that's come in the boxes.
Yeah, that's in our highlights.
That's our highlights.
Now, the dabble pack, what you're going to get realistically, you're going to get 1 to 2 baits.
It's $7 a month.
Yep. So in January, I had a pack of extra wide gap Ned rig jigs. And I had another pack of baits from Bitter's Bait and Tackle, and it was just a small little Ned style crawl bug.
That's cool.
Like a just like a little Ned worm, but it just had little fingers on it. That's
it. It was like a $10 value for $7.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that EW. You said it was EWG Ned hook, right?
Yep.
I'd like to see that because as you know, a lot of those out there on the market, they're just not good. So,
this one is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it's in your box, then it has to be good.
I can go grab one. I can go behind.
Grab it real quick. Grab it.
I'll be right back.
It's made by Rambo. He actually owns Muffin Top Jigs, and he also owns Custom Tackle Supply. He's a really good guy. The dude is really great at making baits, and honestly, it's been kind of a disservice not having his baits in our boxes much more than we have. Sometimes we get into that predicament where we're like, man, this guy's really good. We need to have him more often. But then, if we just feature one bait company in a box, people don't tend to like that too much. So
yeah, I can see that because everybody always kind of wants a variety, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here we've got the Bitter's Bait and Tackle, and they call this a Bitter's Bug. I'll pull it out of the packaging here real quick. And
I got you on full screen.
Cool. So you can see how that's, very similar to a Ned style worm. And I got to show off this badass packaging because this guy did a great job. This was a Muffin Top Jigs, extra wide gap Ned jig.
I'm a sucker for packaging too.
Yeah, man. The hooks on it are not wimpy. They're actually pretty strong. Like obviously you can bend it a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna break.
No, it's
not. I'll just rig this up real quick and give you guys a little demonstration of what we're working with here, because this was a pretty good deal in my opinion, especially in a lesser expensive package like the Dabble pack. So then this is what we got.
Yeah, that looks good.
So looks like
some smallmouth French fries.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's just a little snack for the fellas down there. All right, take me off the spotlight. Put Jason back on the spotlight.
All right, don't put me on the spotlight.
Hey, Jason, what's 3 plus 3? No, I'm just kidding.
So we like to always make sure that our Dabble packs and our Weekend Warrior boxes don't have the exact same baits in them.
Yep.
That's cool.
We do have some subscribers who are subscribed to both.
Yeah.
So the Dabble packs always have something different than the Weekend Warrior box has.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
So like over a course of time, does each box have different stuff each month, or do you put
Oh yeah.
like another company? Do you put it back in the rotation after like a certain amount of time?
We will rotate hard bait guys, but we will not. We will we'll rotate the same few hard bait guys, but it's not going to be that same square bill you got 3 months ago. It'll be a jerk bait. It'll be a top water bait.
That's cool.
We got to talk about something real quick that's not on the subscription side of our website. So if you go to the shop on our website, if you're screen sharing right now, hit shop for me, and then go down. You'll see Andrew Hayes right there at the top right. So we just came out with this a day ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We're working on a box with Andrew Hayes quarterly. It's going to be $35. It's not a subscription because it's going to be limited quantity. It's going to be exclusive. It's going to be for the biggest tackle talk and Darkhorse Tackle fans out there. These boxes were curated by Andrew Hayes. So basically we said, Andrew, what do you want? And he said, I want this. And then we went on the rabbit hunt, man. So it's over $50 worth of baits, $35, $5 shipping, and it's up for pre-order right now. And it's exciting. It's really exciting because I think Andrew did talk about it, and you can tell that he talked about it.
But we had a Andrew Hay Tackle Talk Takeover subscription box in November. And we just, we got a lot of good feedback about it. And Andrew's a local guy to us. I fished with him before. He's a great guy. People love him. He's kind of a celebrity around here. And so, we sent probably 10,000 text messages back and forth. Hey, Andrew, what do you think about this? And he finally settled on some baits that he's really proud of and excited for that they'll be in that box. And that's fun. It's just something that we like to do for our customers and, for his listeners.
Yeah. Are you guys going to be at the expo, the Columbus Expo?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. I will actually be running Andrew's booth on Friday.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be there. So, Friday, you said?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be there Saturday, Sunday.
The most popular day. Actually, I feel like Sunday might be a little dead because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably will be. I was thinking that too.
It'd be a bunch of old dudes. I mean, you got dudes that love fishing, day drinking, and football. I think getting rid of fishing and then just doing the day drinking and football is going to be the option.
Yeah.
So I see that you guys are planning on going over the Tackle Talk spring box. Are you guys going to do it for each season too? You're going to have summer, fall, and winter?
Yes. Yep. There's going to be a spring, summer, fall, winter.
That's cool.
And it's all what Andrew wants. What Andrew wants, Andrew gets. And then you get
it. And those baits in the box are going to be relative to the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically
Andrew Hayes.
Go ahead, Jason.
Andrew Hayes is very particular about that.
Yeah.
Yes,
as you guys might know, he's incredibly he's incredible. Well, I fished with him before, and he about whooped me one day. That was not a good day for me. He said, pick the creek, pick the location, and I'll be there. And I told him where to go, and I caught the first 19-incher, 18-incher of the day, and that was the last one I caught of the day. And I was like, man, I don't know why I told you to come here. This was supposed to be my spot, and I'm done. And then I got home, and I got a KVD triple grip through my finger, 2 hooks. Came millimeters away from hitting the bone. They had to stick like 13 little needles in my hand to numb it enough to pull it out. It was not a good experience.
Hey, at least you caught that 19-incher though.
That's what you get when you fish with Andrew Hayes. But anyway, he's incredibly book smart, and he's a great fisherman. And I'm sure that everything he picks throughout the seasons it's going to be relative to the season. And he lives in Ohio too, so if he catches fish with it in Ohio, you're going to catch fish with it anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely trust his judgment. I mean, like I said, I've listened to his show all the time, so.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I've seen the baits going into the box. You have to trust us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, trust you guys too. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff you guys put in it. It looks good. So, which is why we have you on the show, because I like cool stuff, and you guys are doing it. So
we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. It's a pleasure.
Heck yeah. Do these real quick? Do these boxes all ship at the same time every month?
So the Andrew Hayes box, for example, is it's up for pre-order right now. When March 1st comes, I'm shipping all of the ones that have been pre-ordered out on March 1st. Come hell or high water, tornado, I will be at the post office on March 1st, and I will be dropping these boxes off. Our subscriptions, when you subscribe, they ship out on the 9th or by the 9th of every month.
Okay.
Our cutoff window is the 4th. So if you subscribe after the 4th, then you will not get that month's box. You'll get the following month's box as your first box. If you subscribe before the 4th, then you'll receive that month's box when we ship it out on or by the 9th of the month. Same thing for dabble packs. People's champ boxes will fall in that line too. This was our first release of it, so things are kind of wonky on our end right now. I'm fixing it. I'll get it fixed, but it will be on or by the 9th of the month as well. So
Good stuff. Josh, you got anything else, man?
No. Is there anything that you guys wanted to add before we wrap this up?
Well, I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you for having us on. It's been a pleasure. We never turn down an opportunity. It's really nice that you guys reached out to us. You heard about us and you came to talk to us, and we appreciate you having us. So,
hey, man, it's no problem. Brad and I are both Ohio boys, so we have an appreciation for the companies that we have here in Ohio, and you guys are familiar, I'm sure, with all of them. Like, we've been fans of Big Joshy, Jig Masters, like Cody's a good dude. I talk to him occasionally, still on the phone just to BS with each other. And, and so anytime we can take to support one another, I think it's important. And, Brad and I love to see, our local guys, killing it and chasing their dream. You were talking about it at the beginning, and I meant to mention it. You were saying how passionate you guys are with this, and it's like that's the thing that makes it not feel like work, is when you have that passion for something that you're into. You have a passion for being an angler and for tackle and that sort of thing, and why not chase it as, your form of employment? There's nothing wrong with that, and that's a good thing to kind of do. Is a lot of us get stuck in those jobs that we're like, you're doing it for the paycheck because you need it. You need to survive. You need to put food on the table. But like, how much misery can you put yourself through until you're just like, I need to do something that I love that doesn't feel like work every day. So.
Yeah, it's funny because every small business episode that we have that exact same conversation.
Yeah, we do.
We talked about that with Josh Trinko on that episode with him. So
it's funny, man. It's a shame that a lot of people can't find that in them, what makes them happy, let alone muster up the courage to want to go chase it. So I'm fortunate enough to know what I desire, and I'm lucky enough to be confident in chasing it no matter what happens, and relentlessly chasing it with one eye open if I have to. I'm fortunate in that regard.
I think one thing that separates Jason and I from most, we don't have the education. We don't have business training. We don't have, any of that stuff. No degrees, none of that fun stuff. But we have drive, and we have the will to learn. When I need to learn how to do audio, video, guess what? I learned it. When I needed to learn how to, Photoshop and edit pictures, I learned it. When Jason needed to know that stuff, he learned it. And obviously we don't know everything, but we're we've been doing this for less than a year. We've actually, in 1 week, that'll be our 1-year anniversary of owning the company. And
happy anniversary, Josh.
Happy anniversary, honey. And our baby boy is 1 year old. But that's one thing that a lot of these, like, you see these interviews with like CEOs and whatnot and business owners, and they seem like such normal people. And a lot of them actually are. But they've got all these people working under them that want the owner or the CEO to see them in a certain way of competency that just makes them look incompetent because they're so wrapped up in trying to impress the CEO with things that aren't really important. And, you know, these CEOs and these business owners seem like such normal people that were just driven at one point. Yeah. And they've just, you know, they've got that drive, and that drive is what keeps everything going. And you're not going to get in between Jason and I's drive. It's not going to happen. That's what we think separates us. You know, you're right. There's way too much passion involved. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you know, this pot is steamy, fellas. It's a gosh dang pressure cooker.
There is enough passion involved that, you know, Josh and I get sad.
Yeah.
when we see a bad review, we don't get angry. We get sad. We're like, man, that really sucked. Like,
well, we get driven.
I wish that didn't. You know, I wish that wasn't the case. And, you know, obviously, you're never going to make. And that's the thing with a subscription box is you have to know going into a subscription box that you're never going to make everybody happy with every single thing that you do. But with Darkhorse Tackle, you can at least, if there's a bait in there that you're like, I don't care about this bait, you can at least respect the fact that and appreciate the fact that you are supporting a small business. You are helping put food on the table for a family in the country in which you reside. You are helping build a company. You know, just even it's as simple as, you know, catching fish on these baits and posting a picture of it and saying, hey, Adam's Baits really helped me today, you know, and then that might get Adam's Baits 5 more customers. And, you know, next thing, 5 years later, Adam's Baits quit his full-time job, and hopefully it doesn't take 5 years, but good God, you know, Adam Baits is able to quit his full-time job and chase his dream that you posted a picture and helped him do it. So
absolutely.
That's cool. Before wrapping it up, you guys want to let the listeners know where they can find you on the website and Instagram?
Oh, man, we got it all. So actually in our Instagram at Darkhorse Tackle, I did provide a link tree. The link tree has People's Champ Box, Weekend Warrior subscription, Hayes Box pre-order. It's got our YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, because we also do a podcast called DHT Live. Name's soon to change. That doesn't matter. You can find us on Facebook. That's just search Darkhorse Tackle. And I think that's all we got. Do we have we don't have a farmers only, do we?
Not yet. Keep it up, man.
Maybe we should.
All this passion talk, man. You guys have a Valentine's Day box too.
Yeah. Well,
hey, actually, we did put Valentine's Day cards in our box.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we have a crush on every one of our subscribers.
I love it. That's funny.
But Darkhorse Tackle, just search it. You'll find us.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely.
You know, anytime you guys want to come back on and shoot the shit, just let us know. And
for sure,
we'd be more than happy to have you guys come on.
For sure.
It was a pleasure, man. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Brad, Josh, thank you.
No problem.
With that said, we will end the episode here, guys. Thanks for listening. Go check out their website, Instagram. Go subscribe. Go fish and catch a fish, man. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
See you.